In today's video, we're going to talk about dividing fractions. Let's start by reading the first word problem together. Kevin is painting potteries. He has 5/6 fraction of a liter of paint remaining. Each pottery requires 1/7 fraction of a liter of a paint. How many potteries can he paint? To tackle any word problem, the first step is to underline all the important information. I know that I have remaining 5/6 fraction of a liter. Each, which was one of the keywords we talked about in one of our videos, means that I have to use the get strategy. G, E, T. For each in this case, I'm going to put what each pottery requires, and that's 1/7 fraction of a liter. So 1/7 liter of paint. We know that each and total always have to have the same unit. So if each is in liters of paint, then the total also has to be in liters of paint. In this case, the total remaining is 5/6 liter of paint. That means I am solving for G, which is how many potteries. As you can see, G has a different unit, and it always will have a different unit. To find G or E, we always divide. To find T, I multiply. We can remember that because multiplying is the operation that has the T, and total is the word that has the T in get. Since we are solving for G in this case, we're dividing, and when we divide and get, we want to always start with the total because that's the bigger number. So I am dividing 5/6 by 1/7. To divide fractions, we're going to use the strategy keep, change, flip, known as KCF. We're always going to keep the first fraction. We're not going to do anything with it. We're always going to change the division to multiplication. And we're going to flip the second fraction, and it's always the second fraction. Now, we're going to follow the same steps from last video in multiplying fractions. I'll multiply the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator. 5 times 7 is 35. 6 times 1 is 6. In this case, this number cannot be simplified any further because 35 and 6 do not have any common factors. And my answer in a full sentence will be Kevin can paint 35/6 potteries. Let's try another problem. In this problem, it said Samira is picking songs to play during a video. The songs are each 5 1/4 minutes long. The video is 15 3/4 minutes long. How many songs could Samira play in the video? I know that each song is 5 1/4 minutes long. The video is 15 3/4 minutes long, and the question is asking me for how many songs could Samira play in the video. Because I saw the keyword each, I know that I need to set up my get. Usually the easiest letter to start solving for and get is each. In this case, I'm given each to be 5 1/4 minutes long. So I'll put 5 1/4 minutes for each. We know that each and total always have to have the same unit. So total also must be in minutes. The only other minutes I'm given is 15 3/4. That leaves me with G, which, according to what the question is asking me, is the number of songs. We said to find G or E, we're always going to divide. To find T, we're going to multiply. When I divide, I always want to start with the total, which is 15 3/4 in this case. So it's 15 3/4 divided by 5 1/4. From our video about converting mixed numbers into fractions. We said that to convert mixed numbers into fractions, we're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, and whatever I get, I add it to the numerator to find my new numerator. 4 times 15 is 60, plus 3, that is 63, and the denominator does not change. The second one will be 5 times 4, which is 20, plus 1, that's 21, and the denominator does not change. Now that I have my answer in the fraction form, to divide fractions, I am going to use the strategy KCF, keep, change, flip. We're going to keep this first fraction. We're going to change the division into multiplication, and we're going to flip second fraction. Now multiply the numerators together and the denominators together and simplify at the end. 63 times 4 is 252, and 4 times 21 is 84. To simplify, I could divide by 2, but a quicker way is I could divide the numerator and the denominator by 84, and that will just leave me with 3 over 1, which is 3. So my answer is Samira could play 3 songs in the video or in her video. Another way you could have done this problem is I could have simplified diagonally. And usually you can use this rule anytime you're multiplying or dividing fractions, is I can see here that 4 divided by 4 is 1, so the 4's can cancel out and will leave me with 1. And I could divide 63 by 7, and that would leave me with 9. And I could also divide 21 by 7, and that would leave me with 3. And then from there, I can divide the 9 further by 3 to give me 3, and the 3 by 3 to give me 1. Then just multiply the remaining numerators and the remaining denominators. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 1 is 1. So it will still give me 3 songs by simplifying the numbers diagonally.